Welcome to the KAB YouTube channel. No more long introductions and plenty of action. And what do we have here? Well, we have a new crate. It's the Turquoise Wings Crate. And look at this operator. This is Antonov Crusher. If we have a look at this guy here. And I think he looks pretty fearsome. I must admit, I'm quite a fan. I think that looks like a really great operator to have. I would like to have that operator. Obviously, I am at the mercy of the crates, and so I may not get this operator, so I have to be fully prepared for that. But if I was to be fortunate enough and get this gentleman, I would be quite happy. I think he's got a nice sort of camoed look to him. He wouldn't be too easy to spot, and he looks pretty darn fearsome. Something else interesting in this Turquoise Wings Crate is if I show you the Krieg gun in it. Here's the Krieg gun. What immediately does this spring to mind? Does this remind you of any guns, any Kriegs that they've brought out? Does this sort of seem a little bit like another Krieg perhaps they brought out some time ago? Well, let's have a look. Well, what do we have here? What Krieg is this? Do you remember this Krieg? It's the Mythic Krieg, the Mythic Krieg. Now look at that. That's the Mythic Krieg right there. This is the Mythic Krieg. Look at that. So this Mythic Krieg, people would have paid a lot of CP to gain this Mythic Krieg. Does it look anything like the Krieg in that crate? Let's go back and have a look. Well, here it is. Does it look? This is Krieg 6 Turquoise Griffin. Does it look similar? I think it does, doesn't it? It's like a knockoff copy version of the Mythic Krieg. It's quite funny. It's a bit like if you really like some Nike trainers and instead of Nike they've been called Mikey. It's a bit like that. It's a bit like that. So yeah, this is the knockoff Mythic Krieg, otherwise known as Turquoise Griffin. But they have used it on some other guns as well. So for example, it's on the AGR. So here you have the AGR. 566 Turquoise Griffin. Go into a bit more detail on it there. Quite a nice looking gun as it goes. Very nice looking gun. So it's interesting this. So if you missed out on the Mythic, and perhaps the Mythic without any fault of your own is out of your range, then you could get this knockoff copy. I'm sure it'll break down after you've used it a few times and won't last as long as the Mythic one. But otherwise it'll be okay. And what else we have here is there's a Rytec with it on as well. Let's have a look at the Rytec. I think the Rytec looks pretty cool. I mean, it's a very nice looking camo that they've designed here. It's almost like maybe these were the things that didn't make it into the Mythic draw, something like that. And then here we have the Chicken with Iron Flight. So that's got a camo on it. Look, if we have a look in there, a bit more detail, you can see it's got like a griffin, I guess, or something, flying on the camo itself. So that's quite nice. So how many of those do we have? A shorty with it and a katana, or a hachi iron fist one, and a grenade, and of course the mandatory parachute. Let's have a look at the parachute. We get to see it in all its glory here, look. So that's the effect that's going on some of those guns as the Iron Flight camo. A nice looking calling card, very nice looking calling card, and for those of you that are into the third eye, you'll see it actually has a third eye, so I would quite like that calling card, I must admit. Not a bad looking spray. The only problem is it's not animated. It should be animated really to be an epic spray. A nice looking charm, I guess, and then we're down into these things, which of course is what nobody wants at all. Look at that, what an ugly car that is. A terrible emote, cowering, very, very bad. Not a bad avatar, it's okay, not so bad. Quite a nice frame, I must admit, that's a nice frame, isn't it, for a blue frame? And then right down here at the bottom we have these really terrible things called Rusty Gem camo. Well, I don't like that at all. So if I'm looking at this drawer, I would like the operator. That's the thing I'd really want. And the calling card. The operator and the calling card, they are the two things I would like if I was to be lucky enough. So let's have a look at the odds of getting that. So the odds of getting the operator is 0.1%, so that's 1 in 1,000 chance of getting the operator. And the calling card, I have 3.5 in 100 chance of getting the calling card. So let's try our luck. I've got some of these gold ones I can use up for free, so here we go. What have we got? The M4 LMG Turquoise Shell, ugly. The Hitachi Iron Flight, I'm pretty happy to get that actually, to be honest with you, it's quite nice to have it. The Parachute Iron Flight. The Turquoise Shell. Oh, Turquoise Shell. Yeah, okay, so some pretty boring stuff there. I didn't do very well at all, did I? Now, okay, this is interesting. So this is part of the 50% draw. So now we get to find out how much they really were in CP. And the original price is 500 CP for 10. So that's like 50 CP a crate, which is actually not so bad, you know. It's not so bad at all for a gold level one. And as I've got the subscription service, I get 3 of these at a 50% discount. So it's only 250 CP for another 10 crates. So I'm certainly going to have a go. Here we go. What have we got now? Okay, that's the Chicamo I was showing you earlier. An interesting camo on it. It's nice to have. Nice to have. What else do we have here? Oh, I thought it was going to be something good then. Oh, that looked good. What's that? Is this the knockoff Krieg? Or is this the Rytek? It's the Krieg 6 Turquoise Griffin. I've got the knockoff Mythic Krieg. Knockoff Mythic Krieg, that's brilliant. And I've got that frame that I liked. Okay, that's nice. I like that frame, so I'm pleased we got it. Shame it's not animated, otherwise it'd be great. Let's have another try then for 250. Here we go. So I'm still on my 50%. There it is. That's what we wanted. We wanted that calling card. Excellent. Fantastic news. This is the Rytek. I was very interested in this Rytek, so I'm actually pleased to have got this. Let's go to the equip and see what my Rytek is at the moment. Master plan, yeah, so let's definitely change that up. I think that's a much nicer Rytek to have. And what's quite nice, of course, is if you're using the Mythic Krieg, you can have this as your secondary weapon. It's going to fit in with your camo, and you can use that operator as well from that same Mythic draw. Okay, this is the shorty, I believe. Of course, I have a legendary shorty, and so I don't really need this one at all. The ugly car. Okay, that's fine. So where am I now? I've had 30 tries. 50 is when the next guaranteed epic comes in. I'm doing pretty good though, aren't I? Look, I've got all of those epic things. There's only 2 epic items I don't have. I've still got my 50% discount, so let's have another try. Let's see how we get on. Oh, yeah, we got to that stage of it. Sadly, we got to that stage. So what am I going to do now then? Do I want to spend another 450? Not really. Do I want to spend my free ones? I do, but I don't want to do them. I don't want to do it a 7. I want to wait till it gets up to 10. So I will probably come back to this another time. I may not put that in the video because I just wanted to review this for you. But anyway, got the calling card. Didn't get the operator, sadly, but got pretty much everything else. I will see you in the next video.